Hey guys, just letting you guys know what's been going on. As you guys may notice now, I am back in my room. The main reason I'm making this video is to basically tell you guys how Anime Central went. As you know, I went, it was actually this past weekend, May the 16th through the 18th. Yeah, I was right, okay. So 16th through the 18th was Anime Central. I was there all 3 days. Friday I got there at like around noon. I want to say no. We got there at noon. We got there at noon. No, we got there at like 11. Okay, here's so we got there at 11. We went to some panels. We walked around a little. And then we had to head back to our hotel room to check in. So we headed back around 2 to check in. I had to get ready for my Vocaloid panel. So I had to get dressed. Because I didn't dress up as Miku when I got there. So I was dressed up as a fox girl. Which was pretty fun. And throughout the entire time I'm like, okay, I can do this. This was my very first panel hosting and being in. I had never been in a panel before. I had never hosted a panel before. So this was literally, I didn't know what to expect. I had my panel, and here's a little shot of it.
Yes. If you had 2 bullets in a gun, and you were in a room with Darth Vader, Jabba the Hutt, and Ren, would you shoot Ren twice? She's your enemy for budget. Oh, get rid of you.
I know that I can't shoot Ren. She's like one of my closest friends. Even though it is.
Jabba and then
Darth Vader would just stop the public.
Yeah. If anything, I'll just shoot Jabba twice.
Jabba is like so big, the walls would just bounce off of like. Do you really want to pick a left at stake? Like that?
I'll risk it. Okay, 3 people. I think you and the white had your hand up first. Yes.
If you were to go into an epic rap battle of history with any current pop star, who would you battle?
Who would I battle?
please say Anna.
Huh?
Let's be Kate here.
I should go against Katy Perry.
Haha!
Sad battle to watch. You win so much.
I know, people love me already.
Yeah, it was just me. Originally I had like 6 or 7 people who said that they wanted to do it with me. That was 8. 7 people who said they wanted to do it with me, and that was including me, so technically 6. Like a couple of months ago, one of them said that they couldn't do the panel because they're going to be helping out with other things, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. She let me know like a month or 2 ahead, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. I still have other people who's going to help me out. Week before the panel, one of my other people told me that they could not do it. Okay, that's fine. I have a few other people. By this point, I'm panicking because I emailed everyone else. I never got a response from anyone else. I'm like going on Anime Central's Facebook page. I'm going on my Facebook page. I'm going on Acen's Facebook page. And I'm like literally typing out like, I need panelists for the Vocaloid panel. I need people to work with here. I had 2 people who were interested. One person could not go, wasn't able to do it because he wasn't in cosplay. So I'm like, okay, well, but I still thanked him for like trying to help out and everything. And he was willing to help out and everything. And another guy who I guess I got confused with his message, but like we were talking and everything, and he was saying if I couldn't find anyone else that he would do it for me or help me out. And then like later that day, or like 2 days later, or the next day basically, he posted and said like that or anytime after noon he wasn't able to do. I'm like, okay, well my panel was at 5:15 p.m. so he was technically out, because how his thing had made it say, it sounded like he was saying that, oh, I can't do it. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like in full panic now, because no one's messaging me. Technically all I know is that it's me, basically. So I'm panicking. I told my mom, and so we started trying to think of what to do. So we were like, okay, we'll still have the Q&A, it'll just be limited. So so we did that, and that next morning, we still have some people helping out. Here's what happened. That next morning, one of my other girls had, one of the other people who said that they would help, said that she could not help. She had just saw the message, so she wasn't able to do it. And I'm like, okay. So my mom and I started making plans, saying like, okay, if it's just me doing the panel, because we still haven't heard from like the other 2-3 people who were supposedly supposed to help me out with it. But she was like, okay. We made up a plan of what to do. So we're like, okay. I told her, I'm like, okay, we could maybe have like a little trivia thing, give them prizes, so it's not all about asking me questions. Just in case the Q&A doesn't really go well, I can go to the trivia thing and they could still like be interested in everything. I looked up different information about Vocaloid. I typed up different questions, the answers, and then I'm like, okay, what prize can we get though? And me and my mom were like, oh, the rave, it's gonna be Friday and Saturday, so they usually have glow sticks and all that stuff, and the glow sticks at Acen are freaking expensive sometimes. So I'm like, okay, we can get them like a glow stick or a glow necklace or something that they can have when they're at the rave. So we're like, okay. So we went to the dollar store and got that. So back to the panel. When it came time for the panel, I still hadn't heard anything from the other people. I'm in full panic mode now. And I almost went into another panic attack. And if I went into a panic attack, I probably would not have been able to come out, because it was so much like anxiety and panic for me at that moment. So if I had did a panic attack, I would have probably had to actually go to the panel and cancel it, because I wouldn't have been able to do it. But my mom kept me calm. She told me, close your eyes, take a deep breath. I had texted 2 of my friends, then asked them if they can scout out Vocaloid cosplayers for me and bring them to the panel for me. And they had ran late because something happened in the room, so they had ran a little late getting to the panel, so they weren't able to scout out for me, which was a little. And then when we actually did the panel, it was a long line of people. I did not expect that many people to be interested in this freaking panel. I'm like, huh. So the panel seats about 75 people. There was more than 75 people in that line, because they had to stop it at a certain point. But we got the panel room set up and everything, and the panel began. And at first it was a little hard for me, because I was still like in high panic mode, but slowly but surely I was calming down, and I actually like started making jokes with them and all this stuff, and like literally it was a panel that we could not take seriously. We were like laughing so much. I was really surprised that like no one got bored with my panel, and like they stayed there for the entire hour. I think like only 3 or 4 people left, and that was like halfway through. So that was most likely because they had another panel to go to. How do I know? Because I did it a couple of times. Because I had another panel that I wanted to see, and I had to leave out of one panel early to go to that one. But so everyone stayed in there, and the people who left, more people came in to replace them. And I was really surprised. And like I said, they had a fun time. I had a fun time. And so basically, when it came time for the trivia, we did our, it was actually really funny because we only had 10 minutes left before we had to like leave out when we had started the trivia, because I lost track of time. My mom had my phone, so I didn't have it up there with me to check time. But it ran. They asked questions and I answered and all that stuff, and it ran pretty well. And you can hear my dog. At the very end of the panel, they all like came up and said like thank you, and that they knew it was hard for it just being just me. And they asked me like for the real story of what happened to the panelists, because in the panel I had told them that I came in on an earlier flight as Miku. Miku came in an earlier flight, so she was able to be there on time. But the gang's flight was supposed to come in that day, and it got delayed. So they were still somewhere in Florida or something. I just made up a place. So they were still there, and they weren't going to be there for that day. But yeah, but it's like they all like said thank you. They said I did a great job. I had people like come up to me after my panel, like the people who were in my panel after it, they came up and asked if they could take a picture with me. They wanted to have a conversation with me, but I told them we had to move it outside because the next panel had to get ready. So I'm like, okay, well, we can talk when we go out the door. And so we talked for a while, and yeah, so surprisingly it went very well. And I want to show, before my time runs out, I want to show you guys my new family member. Yes, I got an alpaca. Alapexu? Pexu? I don't know. But yeah, so I got a big one. Me and my mom got one. They were $30 each. I think it's the 18-inch one. I don't know. I haven't measured it. But he's so soft. And mine says forever love. Hers says I love you. I was hoping I could get an I love you one, but the only ones they had left, because my mom got the purple one, the only one they had left was pink. And I hate pink. It doesn't really help that my room's pink. Don't ask. It's for my little cousin. She loves pink, so my mom wants to keep my room pink for whenever I move out, which is gonna be soon. I'm already looking at houses in the place where my college is right now, because it's going to be hard for me to get a job up here. So I'm going to stay in Macomb and get a internship or get a job, actually both. And yeah, so next year when it comes summer break, I may not be doing a video from here. I may be doing a video from my new place. I may be moving in with one of my friends. I don't know. But I think that's it. The rest of Anime Central went good. I got a lot of people asked for my pictures. I went as Grell on Saturday, and then I went as Miku again on Sunday. And a lot of people asked for my picture. And it was so funny. What day was that? Saturday. I was walking like in the crowded area, and it can get loud sometimes, so I can't really hear. And like 2 girls were like chasing me down trying to get my picture, and they're like, "Girl, wait!" And my mom had heard them, but I didn't hear them. And my mom's like, "Oh, Victoria, someone's calling. They want to take a picture." And I stopped and I turned, and there they were running up to me. I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." So if if people did that to me and I kept walking, I'm sorry, I did not hear you. For some reason, I really could not hear in that place. Sometimes I could, but then sometimes I couldn't. So I apologize so much. If you wanted to take a picture of me as Girl or Miku, I actually had it happen a couple of times as Girl. One other girl had asked if she could take a picture with me, and to me it sounded like she had said, "Did I get a picture of you already? Did I get a picture of you?" And I'm like, "Oh no, you didn't." And she kind of looked like, and my mom like clarified what she had said. I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I did not. I'm so sorry. So if you had said one thing and I thought you said something else, I apologize. Like, for some reason I could not hear in that place. So I apologize if you wanted to get a picture, or if you had to literally chase me down to get a picture. I apologize. I'm going to actually cut this down, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Goodbye. She's big. Alright. It is now day 2. You can see me. It is now day 2. I'm almost finished. Mama's almost finished. She had ribbit and coffee again. I need to keep her away from those 2. Because it doesn't end well for either of us. Are you done? Can I finish? I said, are you done? Can I finish my stuff? I still have to redo my eyelashes because they're not entirely red.
It's not red?
Not all the way. At least far back. Does it look red far back?
It looked red far back. That's why I said, oh, you got it red.